She once believed she had control over the situation, until you disappeared. At first, she didn't notice, assuming you'd be right where she left you, waiting, hoping, and chasing. But as time passes and your silence grows louder, something shifts within her. Suddenly, she's wondering why you haven't reached out, why you're not reacting, and why she can't stop thinking about you. That's when reality hits. She's the one who lost something, not you. In this breakdown, we'll explore what happens when a woman truly realizes you're gone and why it changes everything. 1. Taking your presence for granted. People often fail to appreciate what they have until it's gone. When you were in her life, she was accustomed to your attention, emotional support, and availability. She enjoyed your presence, but over time, she started seeing it as a given rather than something to value. As she grew comfortable, she may have tested your devotion by pulling back slightly, not out of lost interest, but to see if you'd chase her. When you did, the power dynamic shifted in her favor, and your value in her eyes diminished. However, when you finally pulled away, everything changed. The silence forced her to confront an unexpected reality. You were never a permanent fixture in her life, you were a choice. And now, that choice is no longer hers to make. 2. The unexpected emotional void. Initially, she may act unbothered, filling the silence with distractions, social media, outings with friends, or immersing herself in work. She might even pretend to be happier than ever. But deep down, something feels off. Men and women process loss differently. Men tend to analyze situations logically, while women feel the emotional void first. It starts subtly, a song that reminds her of you, passing by a place you once visited together, or stumbling upon old messages. These small triggers spark an internal question: did I make a mistake? What once felt secure is now replaced by doubt, regret, and curiosity. She begins questioning her choices and realizes that she let go of something meaningful. 3. Realizing you've moved on. This is the moment that changes everything, when she understands you're no longer waiting for her. She expected you to reach out, to fight for her, but instead, you remained silent. You didn't seek closure or engage with her social media. You simply moved forward. At first, she tells herself you're playing a game, testing her patience. But as time passes and you remain absent, she starts questioning everything. Did I misjudge him? Was he actually better than I thought? Is he with someone else now? These thoughts create an emotional spiral. She begins seeing your true value, only after she has lost you. Regret turns into an obsession. 4. The fear of being replaced. Few things are more unsettling to a woman than the thought of being replaced. It's not just about jealousy. It's about losing her sense of importance. Initially, she convinced herself that she still had a hold over you. But then, she hears you're doing well without her. Maybe she sees a picture of you smiling with someone new. Maybe mutual friends mention how much you've grown. Suddenly, she's checking your social media, replaying old conversations, and regretting the times she took you for granted. She might attempt to regain your attention, liking your posts, sending a casual message, or trying to catch up. But at this stage, you have the ultimate choice: to re-engage or to keep moving forward. 5. The power of indifference. This is the strongest position you can be in. By the time she realizes your worth, you've already discovered something greater. You never needed her validation to see your value. Now, you're too busy living your life to worry about whether she's thinking about you. Ironically, this is when she desires you the most. She recognizes that she had something great but let it slip away, and now she has to live with that decision. 6. The silent shock of reality. At first, she convinces herself that your silence is temporary. But as days turn into weeks, your absence becomes undeniable. This is when the shock truly sets in. She replays past conversations, wondering if she made the right decision. She tries distracting herself, surrounding herself with friends, casual dating, or diving into work. But nothing fills the void. Other men don't provide the same sense of security and connection. Conversations feel forced. Deep down, she starts hearing a small but persistent whisper: what if I was wrong? Every time she expects a text from you but doesn't receive one, the weight of her realization grows heavier. 7. Watching you from a distance. As curiosity takes over, she starts monitoring you in subtle ways. At first, She resists the urge, convincing herself she doesn't need to check up on you. But eventually, she gives in. She scrolls through your social media, looking for hints. Are you posting anything that suggests you miss her? Have you moved on? Have you become someone even better? The more she fails to find the reassurance she seeks, the more desperate she becomes. If she sees another woman in your life, panic sets in. Her mind floods with what ifs. Did he upgrade? Does he even think about me anymore? What if he found someone better? But because she's watching from the shadows, she can't act on these thoughts without exposing her vulnerability. Instead, she waits, hoping you'll notice her presence. And when you continue to remain silent, her emotions take a darker turn. 8. The jealousy spiral. Even if she was the one who walked away, she never expected to feel jealous. She assumed she could move on easily. But now she realizes something she never admitted to herself. She thought you would always be available. This realization eats away at her. She starts posting updates designed to get your attention, liking old pictures, or sending a random message to test the waters. But when she realizes you're not biting, her emotions spiral even further. 9. The late night realization. Alone at night, without distractions, the thoughts hit the hardest. She may try to convince herself that she's fine, that she doesn't care, but deep down, she knows the truth. She lies in bed, replaying memories, remembering how you once made her feel. She considers reaching out, but fear holds her back. What if you ignore her? What if she's no longer important to you? Still, the silence becomes unbearable. She drops hints. A late night, "I miss you," text, a reaction to an old post, just to see if you still care. And when she doesn't get the response she hoped for, that's when the loss truly sinks in. 10. When she wants you back, but it's too late. By the time she fully realizes what she lost, you've already moved on. She might try to reconnect, sending a message or creating an excuse to talk. But the truth is, she's not reaching out because she truly wants to fix things, she just wants to know if she still has control. And when she realizes she doesn't, the regret becomes unbearable. Because now, she's lost the one thing she thought she'd always have, you. 11. Trying to fill the void, but nothing works. She attempts to distract herself, going out more, dating new people, burying herself in work. But nothing feels the same. The laughter doesn't hit the same way, conversations feel shallow, and no one else seems to understand her like you did. She thought she could replace you easily. But here she is, still thinking about you. 12. Regret turns into obsession. At this point, she's not just missing you, she's obsessing over you. She replays old memories, overanalyzes past conversations, and wonders if she made the biggest mistake of her life. And no matter how hard she tries, she can't shake the thought, "I had something real, and I let it slip away."